My name is Ethan, and if you guys remember me from my previous speech, I love singing and I am absolutely fascinated with how sound works, and as such I really hope to share my interest with vocal cords and sound waves with you guys. I really hope to inform you on how they work, how our vocal cords operate, and the difference in the density and speed and sound waves, all this really fun sciencey stuff. You know, I'm gonna get all Bill Nye on you guys. So I chose this subject mainly because I love singing and I just love figuring out how things vibrate and how sound waves work and how they move through the air. It's really fascinating work, and I just wanted to show you guys what vocal cords are, and here's a diagram for you all that I found. Yeah, that's in your throat. They're right here, right above your windpipe, also known as your trachea, right over here as you can see. Now, it's called many different things. It's the larynx, voice box, vocal cords, vocal strings, tons of other stuff. And they're really fascinating parts of our bodies because, oh wait, yeah. I wanted to show this just so any of you guys that would be squeamish in here would get a little scared because, yeah, just imagine that, even as I'm talking right now, that's doing this inside my throat. And see, as you can see, these two things right here, these are our vocal folds or vocal cords, and these guys vibrate, and it's the source of all of our sound. And what happens when they vibrate is that they create frequencies. They vibrate at different speeds, at different functions, giving us the ability to move our voice up and down, however we want. And frequency is the measurement of that vibration, which is also commonly called hertz, or that's the unit for frequency. Is hertz equals 1 vibration per second. And our vocal cords can create different vibrations that move through the air. What happens is that they vibrate, and then that moves through the molecules all throughout the air. It bounces around, it basically creates a disruption. Like, you can picture like a sonic boom almost. That's basically kind of like what happens when you make, when the sound wave comes out of nowhere from these vibrations, is they go through the air and they go into our ears so we can hear them. And like strings on a piano, the vocal cords can all vibrate at different frequencies, except that we only have 2. A piano has 88 strings that can all vibrate at different frequencies. These are just 2, so these guys are really powerful things. And leading into my next subject of the sound waves, this right here kind of basically shows how a sound wave works. If you can think of like a string between 2 people, and you move your arm up and down real fast or real slow, and it creates like a wave like this, that's kind of how a sound wave will work. And the faster that a sound wave moves, the higher the frequency will be, which usually means the higher the pitch will be. Or the slower the sound wave is, the lower the frequency. And this also relates to, haven't you guys done the helium thing where you breathe in helium and your voice gets all high? That's a lot of fun, but what happens is because helium is less dense than air, when you take that in and you speak through your windpipe, your vocal cords vibrate at the same rate, but the air that you have coming out of you is less dense, which means that there's more room for them to run around, which means that you basically get a higher frequency, which means that your sound waves basically speed up. Kind of think of it as like speeding up a video, and start sounding like chipmunks. Like if you speed up an audio clip, it sounds like Alvin and the Chipmunks, basically. That's kind of how that works. Or if you take sulfur hexafluoride, you basically unleash your inner demon. So, and I just think it's very fascinating how our vocal cords can do all these different things. And now this is my other point. I really hope you guys take something away from this in learning how to take care of your voice. First of all, the obvious one, don't smoke. I know it's hard not to sometimes for some people, or it's this thing that we think is cool or something, but it can seriously damage your vocal cords or even give you cancer, and then you just won't be able to speak or even worse, sing again. And don't scream too often, because what happens when you're doing that is, when you're screaming in a very unnatural way, is that you're straining your vocal cords, and that can cause them to flare up and become irritated. And if you do that too much, they'll burn out basically. And in my conclusion, I really hope you guys have learned something, and I hope I inspired you guys to take better care of your voice. And I'm just happy. I love getting to share something with you guys that I find really fascinating. So thank you.